Hey guys, we're here with our Week 2 battle for the National Pokemon League, and we are going up against the Rocky Mountain Marowaks and their coach Alpha. His YouTube will definitely be down in the description below. He's an awesome dude, so definitely make sure you guys go check him out. If you guys have not seen the team builder, definitely pause this video and make sure you go check that out first so you know what sets we are bringing. One quick change that we did make for the final team that you guys probably won't see in the team builder is that we decided to trade out Sludge Bomb for Venoshock. So we have Sludge Bomb instead of Venoshock on Mega Venusaur, just because of the fact that if you were to bring the Togetic, then it wouldn't get poisoned from Toxic Spikes because it's off the ground. And I really want the extra damage on it, so we just decided to go with Sludge Bomb instead. He didn't even bring the Togetic, so it doesn't matter, but nonetheless we do have Sludge Bomb. But we will real quick go over the team that he did end up bringing, which was Mega Lopunny, Reuniclus, Manaphy, Crocodile, Weezing, and Darmanitan. Looking at his team, once again, I have a plan, and that's to lead off with Sock to see if I can catch the Mega Lopunny with its pants down. So, we are going to do just that. We lead off with the Sock, but he's going to lead off with the Darmanitan instead, which is good on his part. I'm assuming he's just going to click U-turn. And even if you want to stay in and go for a Flare Blitz, Tentacruel is a great switch nonetheless. We are pretty physically defensively invested. So he's just going to go straight for the U-turn. Good play on him, get the momentum up, and he's going to go right out into his Manaphy. Yes, that's correct. I'm assuming he's going to be faster than us, so I'm going to go for a Haze, predicting him to go for a Tail Glow. Out comes the Tail Glow from the Manaphy. We're just going to go straight for the Haze, and none of that. We are not having any of that. I'm not having a +3 Manaphy in my face. This turn, however, I'm going to go for a Toxic Spikes and start setting that up, predicting him to not want to go for another Tail Glow now that I've revealed the Haze. But I was incorrect about that. He does go for another Tail Glow, and now we're kind of in a bad spot. I'm going to have to make a switch out. I think he's going to go for a Psychic, trying to hit my Tentacruel. So I'm going to go into my Hydreigon and be completely immune to the Psychic. Take it like a champ, no damage whatsoever. Now, I'm assuming this thing will probably have Psychic, Ice Beam, and then Water Stab with Tail Glow. So I'm just going to go for a Draco Meteor and do as much damage to this Manaphy as possible before I inevitably get knocked out with an Ice Beam. Hydreigon wasn't detrimental to me winning this match, so that's okay that Hydreigon went down because we got a massive amount of damage on it. However, he will let beat my entire team except for my Scarf Togekiss, so I have to go out into that, and I'm just going to go straight for the Air Slash, trying to get damage on it, but he's going to switch out into his Reuniclus. He is going to get poisoned from our Toxic Spikes, and we are going to see that he doesn't take any poison damage, which means he is Magic Guard and not Regenerator or Overcoat. Pretty much to be expected, but now we have confirmed it. We're going to go for another Air Slash. We are going to get a flinch, which is great for us. It's about time we start turning these hacks around. But, so there's no reason to not just switch out. There's no reason to switch out, so we're really just going to stand and keep going for Air Slashes, do as much damage as we can. We are going to go for one more Air Slash. However, he is going to go for the Protect, which is okay. It's fine by me. There's still really no reason to not click Air Slash because of the fact that, I mean, Sludge Bomb's going to be doing a massive amount of damage, but it's not going to be able to kill us. So the next Air Slash we are going to miss. A little bit of justification for the flinch, I guess. But he's going to go for a Sludge Bomb on our miss and do about actually half to our Togekiss. Now, I don't really feel like taking another one of those, so I'm going to go ahead and switch out into my Jirachi. He's going to go for the Protect, and it's going to fail, of course, because we switched. Now, honestly, I'm just going to set up rocks. There's no reason to not to. I don't think he's going to go for a Will-O-Wisp. I think he would go for a Fire Blast, if anything. But what I was really expecting was this to come out, the Crocodile, because this thing Pursuit Traps me so easily, which is why we have the Culver Berry, so we can take one Pursuit Trap. We're going to set up our rocks. He doesn't have any kind of hazard removal, so those are there to stay. We're just going to go straight for the U-turn. I was really expecting him to go for the Pursuit and try to kill off my Jirachi on the U-turn, but he does not, and we are going to go straight down into our Mega Venusaur because we can take pretty much any hit that this thing wants to give us if he didn't go for Pursuit, which he didn't. He's just going to go ahead and set up his Stealth Rocks. We do have a Rapid Spinner with Tentacruel, and he might We potentially have a defogger with Togekiss. We don't, but he doesn't know that. Our spinner is Tentacruel. I'm just going to go ahead and get my Mega Evolution off. It'll help against the Darmanitan taking Flare Blitzes. And I'm just going to go for a Giga Drain because I don't want him to get a free switch into his Manaphy, and it would do massive damage to the Crocodile, but he's going to predict that nicely, and he's going to go into the Weezing. There's no reason to not just start setting up a Leech Seed, but we are going to miss our Leech Seed, which is a little unfortunate. However, he's going to miss his Will-O-Wisp on the same turn we miss our Leech Seed, so, I mean, bad for us, then good for us. I'll take it any day. We're going to go ahead and switch out because I don't really want my Mega Venusaur to be burned that badly. I kind of need it around to take hits, so I'm going to go ahead and go into my Tentacruel, but he's going to miss a second Will-O-Wisp. Wouldn't have made a huge deal because I don't mind Tentacruel being burned that much. I think it's less important than the Mega Venusaur. He's going to go for the Protect and scout out what we're going to do. We're just going to go for the Rapid Spin, trying to get away the rocks. But because of Protect, that's not going to work. There's no reason to not click Rapid Spin again. So, I mean, if he wants to bring out the Crocodile to reset them up, I have Surf, so I'm not worried about that. So we're going to go for the Rapid Spin as he switches into his Lopunny, which is not Mega Evolved yet, and it is now Poison. We get a crit on the Rapid Spin, which made it actually a really big difference. You guys will see later that that crit on the Rapid Spin actually made a really big difference. So the Lopunny's Poison. It's going to go ahead and Mega Evolve, and I'm predicting a Fake Out, so I'm going to go ahead and go into my Jirachi, which would resist it. But he just goes straight for the return, which is fine. We still resist that. And we're going to take that like a champ. I'm going to go for the U-turn just for initiative. I was really predicting him to want to switch out, but he's actually just going to go straight for the Power-Up Punch, which is a little bit concerning because there's a +1 Mega Lopunny in front of my face. We have to U-turn out, and we're going to go into my Togekiss because it is Scarfed, and it can kill it off with a Dazzling Gleam. I don't want to risk the miss on Air Slash again. By the fact that I just brought in this Togekiss, he has to realize that I'm Scarfed, otherwise I wouldn't have brought it in. So he's going to go ahead and switch out into the Crocodile, and this thing is just going to die to a Dazzling Gleam from my Togekiss. So down goes the Crocodile, no more rocks for him. The only hazards he has at this point could potentially be Toxic Spikes on Weezing, in which case I have 2 poison types to absorb those, so we are good to go. So Crocodile is down, we are up, it is now 5-5 because Hydreigon died. Now, the way he brings in this Darmanitan, I assume this to also be Scarfed. Otherwise, he wouldn't outspeed my Togekiss. So he's going to go for a Flare Blitz, and we're going to switch into our Tentacruel. We're going to take that like a champ, no problem. And we are just going to go straight for the Surf and try to kill off something, this Darmanitan. I'm really expecting the Manaphy to switch in, but there's no real point to set up another Toxic Spikes, nothing to haze, nothing to spin away, so I'm less worried about it. But what he actually ends up doing is just sacking off his Mega Lopunny to the Surf, which is great for us because Mega Lopunny is such a great physical threat. Unfortunately, my Sock didn't get to do what it was meant to do, but that's okay. Mega Lopunny's dead, and that's what matters. So he's going to go into the Reuniclus. He gets essentially a free switch into that. He's going to take no hazard damage. We have to go into my Jirachi because it is my special wall, and I don't want to take a Psychic to the face or Psyshock on my Tentacruel. So he's just going to go for the Recover. We're going to go for an Iron Head because I want to gauge that damage and see if we can get a flinch. We do not get the flinch this turn, and he gets a Calm Mind set up. Now, I'm going to go for the U-turn, and I'm going to go into my Sock because Sock, its job was to handle the Mega Lopunny and the Crocodile, which are dead now. Or it had more of a job, but out of the team that he brought, it was meant to handle the Mega Lopunny and the Crocodile, and because they're dead, Sock literally has not much of a purpose. So I'm going to go ahead and taunt this thing and stop it from setting up more Calm Minds. As he goes for the Focus Blast, I think trying to predict my Jirachi to come back in, but that is no problem. We're going to go for a knockoff and get rid of his item, which just so happens to be a Culver Berry, so that's not going to make much of a difference. And he's going to kill off our Sock with a Psyshock. That is no problem. Sock has served its purpose. It has taunted the Reuniclus, which means he has to switch out now because Focus Blast at +1 is not going to be doing very much to me. So on his switch, I'm actually going to go for... I should have gone for a U-turn here to get more initiative, but I Iron Head instead, trying to catch the Reuniclus on some more hits. I really thought he was going to try to stay in and go for a Focus Blast, but that's okay. This Weezing's still going to take a good chunk of damage from the Iron Head. He's going to go for the Protect on our U-turn, just to scout out what we were going to do. That's no problem at all. There's still no reason to not click U-turn on this play because I'll outspeed this Weezing, and if he wants to switch out, I have initiative. So we go for the U-turn. It's not going to do much to the Weezing at all. and we're going to go right into my Tentacruel because this thing walls it. It resists the poison type move, it resists the potential Fire Blast, and it doesn't really care about being burned on the Will-O-Wisp. We have only seen 3 moves at this point, which were Sludge Bomb, Will-O-Wisp, and Protect. I'm assuming the 4th move to be Fire Blast, but I'm not sure on that. He's going to go for the Protect, trying to scout out what we're going to do. We're just going to go for a Surf. That's really what the play is right now, just start attacking stuff. It will get him a free switch into Manaphy, but we can keep haze stalling that thing, and it will start getting whittled down from poison. It doesn't have reliable recovery. So we're going to get a pretty massive Surf off on the Weezing as he goes for a Will-O-Wisp, burns my Tentacruel. So we're going to start taking some residual damage on the Tentacruel, but that's not a huge deal. I'm less worried about it than I would be, say, if something else was burned. I'm going to go for a second layer of Toxic Spikes, predicting him to want to Protect. That way the Manaphy, because it has not been poisoned yet, will be Toxic Poisoned instead, which would benefit me a lot. But he actually just goes for the Sludge Bomb, not the Protect, which is fine because we still take that. However, he can go for a Protective this turn, and it will bring him back up to the point of health where he can actually live another Surf, potentially. It all depends on the roll, because the last time we were doing like 32%. So I still ran the roll. We still could potentially kill it. So we are going to go for a Surf, and we do fortunately kill this Weezing, which is awesome news. Down goes the Weezing. We are up 4-3 now. And so I believe right here he's going to go into his Reuniclus because it threatens me out with a Psyshock. I still need this Tentacruel. I would like it for a wall, just because it gets a pretty good job done. It's a good switch into Darmanitan so I can get into something else cleanly. I really don't have very much to deal with this Reuniclus. I have to rely on Haxing it to death with Iron Head, and if that fails, I have to Hax it to death with Air Slash. So we're going to start going for Iron Heads. We do not flinch on the first one. He's going to get a Calm Mind up, which is very scary, but we're going to go for one more Iron Head, trying to get some flinches. That's what we have to do to beat this Reuniclus. We are going to get 1 flinch. We're going to go for another Iron Head. Do we get a flinch? We do. 2 flinches. 3 Iron Heads, 2 flinches. We go for a 4th Iron Head. We get a 3rd flinch, and this thing is dead to my next attack. We're going to go for a U-turn just in case you want to switch out and save the Reuniclus. We can get initiative. Either way, Jirachi is not something I want to be in against on the rest of the team. So I'm going to go into my Mega Venusaur because it handles the rest of his team really well. I can take out the Manaphy no problem, and I can live a Flare Blitz from the Darmanitan. He decides to go out into the Manaphy. He's going to take Rocks damage and start taking some Poison damage. He's going to go for a Psychic just because he doesn't have the time to set up a Tail Glow. We are going to go straight for the Giga Drain. It is not going to kill, however. It's going to take us up to a pretty good amount of health to the point where we can easily live another Psychic. The Toxic does not kill him, so what I'm actually going to do here is go for a Synthesis on the Psychic so I can get back up to full, live the Flare Blitz as best as possible from Darmanitan, and let him go down to the Toxic Poison. Tentacruel will be credited with that kill, I believe, because he's the one who set up the Toxic Spikes that ultimately poisoned the Manaphy. So it is 4 against 1, is the world against Darmanitan. He takes Rocks damage. He's going to start taking some Poison damage as well. We can live a Flare Blitz, no problem, because we have the Thick Fat and we have a lot of physical defense investment. Does quite a bit of damage, but not enough to knock out the Venusaur, and we are going to kill off the Darmanitan with a Sludge Bomb. We have won this match. We have gone up to 1-1 with a +1 differential, a 3-0 last week and a 4-0 this week, so we're at +1. At the time I'm recording this, Resilience nor Ben have had their battles yet, so I don't know whether our placing in the division yet. But all I know is that we are going to be ahead of Alpha, so we are not in last place anymore, which is great news for us. Next week we do indeed play Ben, our final rival battle before we head into the mid-season inter-conference battles as well, and then back to the rival battles at the end of the season as well. I said as well a lot, I'm sorry. But anyways, guys, I do hope you guys did enjoy this battle. Make sure you guys go check out Alpha. His YouTube link will be down in the description below. Also, follow the NPL Twitter and subscribe to the NPL YouTube channel so you guys can keep up with all things NPL. Check out some of the cool videos we're doing, like power rankings, pick'em crew, things like that. At the time I'm recording this, I'm not exactly sure what's going up soon, but you guys can definitely subscribe and go find out. I also want to give a huge shout out to Jazz, whose YouTube link will be down in the description below. He's the one who made our awesome Reno Regis logo that you guys see at every video. It's terrific. You guys should definitely go check him out on Twitter and his new YouTube channel. I believe he actually just started up a new series. I think he's I know it's Gold and Silver. I'm trying to think of, I think it's a Soul Link. I'm not sure who with, but He just started up a new series, so definitely go ahead and check him out too. But anyways, guys, that is going to be it for this video, and I will see you in the next one. Later.